Like and subscribe, please. And I'm saying please because let me preface this video before I begin. There are so many people content creators, who post videos and they have not done the research. They do not have a clue about what they are talking about. And that is so irritating for me. So even if you don't like and subscribe, hold on to this information that I'm getting ready to tell you, and I will tell you where you can research this information. In fact, you can research it in the dictionary. So let me begin. I've been reading this stuff about, seeing these posts about why didn't Russia have slavery or colonize Africans? And I've read this one explanation was totally ridiculous. They said that Africa did not colonize or take slaves because of the distance to Africa. Well, Africa is closer to Russia than it is to the United States. That made me respond. Okay, the reason why Africa, or should I say, Russia did not have slaves is because Russia is a communist society. It is a communist society. And if you know the definition of communism, if you understand a communist form of government, then you know why Russia never had slaves and never colonized anyone. Now I'm going to read you the definition of communism. Now, if you pay attention, as I read you this definition, you will understand why America hates Russia and hates communism. Okay, communism, a theory advocating elimination of private property. A theory advocating elimination of private property. Now let me ask you a question. Were slaves considered private property? The question is rhetorical because the answer is yes. Now, definition B. A system in which goods are owned in common. A system in which goods are owned in common and are available to all as needed. So what it's saying that in a communist society, everything is shared. Therefore, in communist Russia always considered Black African people to be people. Russia considered African people to be people. And they did not believe in owning people. The Russian church is an Orthodox Christian church that holds closer to the teachings of Jesus, Yahshua, than does America. America will read Deuteronomy 28 and say that Khazars, Israelis, are Jews. They are not Jews. They are not Jews based on Deuteronomy 28. And Russians will interpret that scripture correctly. Revelations 2:9, Revelations 3:9 states that the Israelis are worshipers in the synagogue of Satan. Russians are going to hold to the belief of the Bible. They're not going to say something different. Deuteronomy 22, verse 5 says that homosexuality is an abomination. Russians are not going to tell you, oh, that part of the Bible is wrong. You see, that is the difference between capitalism and communism. And for a long time, if you were a Russian, you did not have millionaires and billionaire Russians. And Russia had to go to a system of capitalism in order to exist in a society where the dollar is used for the exchange of goods and services internationally. So Russia had to earn dollars in order to use dollars as a means of exchange of goods and services from other countries. It had to acquire dollars. So it had to fall prey to capitalism. And America, as we all know, is trying to sanction Russia, take his money and this, that, and the other, because Russia doesn't play ball the way they want Russia to play ball. And if you understand BRICS will free Russia from this capitalist city, this capitalist world controlled by the United States through the use of the United States dollar. Because when you put your money in the IMF or the World Bank, then the United States can say that's our dollar that person is using. Don't let him use it. Only let him have so much of his own money. See, America is a capitalist society. And capitalism will always be against communism and always wants to defeat communism so that the oligarchs can become more rich. Understand this. Yahshua said, a rich man has as much chance of passing through the eye of a needle. A rich man has as much chance of entering the kingdom of heaven as a camel has of passing through an eye of a needle. That is a communist philosophy. And Russians felt like, well, if I want to go to heaven, then I can't be rich and abusive of my brothers and sisters. And the United States has been trying to defeat Russia from day one. But I don't want to get too far off the subject, but now you know why Russia has never enslaved or colonized people, because they do not believe in owning people. In 1948, Russia started the freedom schools. And what freedom schools were, they would take third world students from third world countries and allow them to go to get a college education in Russia. And Russia would pay for it, house them, and everything else. And once they graduate, they had to go back to their country. And Russia did this with Africans. But Russia was not trying to integrate. Russia was just trying to educate the world. And if you were black and you wanted to go to college in the United States, racism would not allow you into that college. So we had to start our own colleges. If you were black and you went to Russia, you would go to school with whites. Now you can look that up. It's called the Freedom Schools of Russia. So like and subscribe. If you have a problem, then leave a comment. But I think that the dictionary definition clears everything up as to why Russians did not enter into the slave trade or the colonization of any people. Keyword, people. No one was considered 3/5 a person in Russia. Like and subscribe. Talk to you later.